Right at 10, the Quincy City Council continuing the police department's partnership with the Quincy Housing Authority. They provide safety services at public housing complexes. WGEM's Zeke Shapiro attended the meeting tonight and joins us now. So Zeke, why do they say this partnership is so important?
Well, Daniel, this agreement may sound simple, but it goes much deeper than you think. The agreement involves putting an actual police officer on patrol at housing authority complexes. This would be as opposed to the housing authority hiring private security. Quincy Police Chief Adam Yates says having an officer at the housing authority creates the opportunity for relationships between the residents and the police department.
It's probably the fundamentals of community policing when you have a specific officer that is dealing with a specific beat or a specific location. It just allows people to be more comfortable. They get to know that officer and they're able to bring problems forward and work together to find solutions.
Housing Authority Director Jerry Gilley says it's rare in Illinois for a housing authority to actually partner with that city's police department, despite the Department of Housing and Urban Development allowing for it.
Yes, there are a couple possible reasons. Maybe they don't have as good of partnerships with their respective jurisdictions as we have here with the city of Quincy. Probably it's a money thing. Probably they don't or cannot afford to pay whatever half or whatever the relationship may be in their jurisdiction.
The partnership between the Housing Authority and the Police Department has existed since the 1990s. With the partnership, the Housing Authority will pay around 55% of the salary and benefits to that QPD officer. Daniel?
All right, thank you, Zeke. And also at tonight's Quincy City Council meeting, the police department swore in 2 new officers. Matthew Farha and Tucker Kerfman were now the 72nd and 73rd officers in the department. Chief Adam Yates says the new officers equal the maximum number of officers the department is able to have. He explained that he's confident the department is in a strong position going into 2026.
Recruiting and retention is an issue in law enforcement right now, so our being at full staff is a great position for us to be in. We give a lot of credit to the Board of Fire and Police Commission for the work that they do, testing candidates, doing interviews, coming up with a list that we hire off of.
Chief Yates clarified that some of the officers on staff are still in training, but says he's satisfied with the number of staff currently on hand.